What's up, y'all? Mojo Swaggish here with another video for you guys. And today I'm playing 10 plus 5 against ELIZARDO, who is, ooh, pretty, 2010. And as you can see by the rating, I've gone on a bit of a tear in a recent tournament. And I went all the way up from about, I think I was 1860 at the start of that, all the way to about 1960 by the end of the tournament. Now, I also lost a few games in a tournament after the fact, but I am happy to give you guys, I'm happy to get a chance to get the rating points back in a slow game. And look at this. We've got yet another variation of the Roy Lopez. Man, I didn't know I was going to give you guys, I was going to give you guys some blitz content, or some rapid content, but I was not expecting to be producing 3 videos with the exact same opening in a row. Of course, this is not exactly the same. The previous 2 Roy Lopez's I played were the exchange Roy Lopez. Or no, actually, one was the exchange, one was the Berlin defense. And this is, I'm not really even sure. I know I can play this move here, and it's sort of like the Evans Gambit, but weirder because my bishop's here. And I know it's not technically good, but I know it's playable. So I'm going to go for it, and it's going to be exciting. So b4 here. Yeah, and the idea is pretty simple. The idea is you're going to get your bishop to b3 and eye out the e5 pawn. And the other idea is that once he takes the pawn, you're going to play c3 and d4 with tempo, hopefully. So that's the plan. And if bishop takes, I can actually go c3, bishop a5, and then take the knight and take the pawn here. There is queen g5 to worry about, though. Queen g5, I gotta consider a little bit. So a common idea in these lines. In the Roy Lopez specifically, okay. Well, now I feel like I am getting the pawn back immediately. I feel very happy about this now. I believe after takes and takes, I get to just take on e5. There's no queen d4 here. There's no queen d5 here. And because he just blocked his queen with the bishop, there's now no queen g5. So I don't believe there are any moves that he can do to force the pawn win. Yeah, and bishop e7, I don't think that was a very good move because queen e7 is another way to try to win the pawn back here, but it just doesn't quite work. So he's going to now try to use this c-pawn to prevent me from playing d4. Seems interesting, but it doesn't stop me. I can still play d4, so I probably will. Another interesting plan would be queen b3, or perhaps queen f3. Or perhaps queen h5. All these are attacks they're trying to make my opponent. Now, you can deal with all 3 of these. None of these really work. If queen f3, I think the best move is develop the knight f6. If queen b3, he has bishop e6. He doesn't have bishop e6, actually. He does not have bishop e6. So I think queen b3 is the most promising of all of them. So if queen b3, how does he defend f7? There's no bishop e6 because I take on b7. c5 doesn't work. There's no d-pawn. There's no e-pawn. I think queen b3 is actually pretty good here. He can't block with these pawns. He can't block with the queen. And the only way he can really defend is something like knight h6. But that kind of runs into d4. And then I have him threatening bishop takes h6 with checkmate to follow. So that's a little too much, I think. Bishop e6 would be the most natural looking move. But I noticed that I get a pawn here. I get the b7 pawn. Let's look a little further here. After I take, he would have rook b8. That would attack me. And if queen takes a7, you can go rook back to a8, and then after, yeah, he can go rook a8, but then I have queen c6 check. Yeah, nasty. And he doesn't have time to win my a2 pawn, which is what he probably wants to do in that line. Here we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have, oh, no. Okay, so here, 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 check. If he goes back with the bishop, I can take with the knight, takes with the queen, I take here. Or actually, I take with the knight, yeah, he takes with the queen, I take, king takes, and I'll be happily up a pawn there in that ending. So I do think I can take on b7 here. I don't see a refutation of this move. So my opponent's still thinking. I should still be using the time I'm given, which means I should be looking at other lines, because I think I have bishop e6 figured out. What if he goes knight h6? I said d4. And what's he going to do now? Bishop e6, I guess. Then? Yeah, I guess then he can go bishop e6. And then I would still take on b7. Okay, but after d4, pawn takes, queen takes. Ooh, interesting. But yeah, this looks actually good for me, I think. So I'm going to take on b7 now. Or I'm going to go queen c6 check if I can. Okay, he just develops, but he does allow my knight to come in here with a fork. So that seems good. And this actually forces a queen trade. Yeah, this is very, very powerful right here, because the queen can't leave the defense of the rook here. So she'll have to go somewhere on the back rank, either to c8 or b8. She'll have to go to c8, actually. In fact, that's the only move. And now, is there any other tactic I can do there with the queen on c8? I don't think so. It's a pretty compact structure. But I can just take the queen and then take the bishop here, force his king to recapture, and then probably continue with d3, I imagine, d3. Kind of sad to have to play d3. I guess I can go e5, d4 now. Yeah, that seems stronger. Actually, I think I'm going to castle now, because I just realized this is a threat, and also his knight can't capture because of this. Whoa. What was that? Wow. I don't know if he thought I was that a pre-move? Did he think I was definitely going to play e5 there? That's very weird. I cannot explain that. Okay, well, I think I'm going to develop my bishop here. Try to draw his king out into the center. I think king d6, while it does defend the pawn, it's pretty dangerous. His king's being drawn out into the center of the board. He doesn't really want to do that. I think d4 now should be played. Trade off and get the knight developed. I'm just trying to corral his king, trying to get my pieces surrounding it. I'll put my rook on a dark square so that way this bishop has no scope. And now develop the knight. Alright, I slow down a little bit. I have 7 minutes left. No need to rush. So I plan now. I think a good strategy would be to get the knight to c5 here. In fact, if I trade off this knight and then get this knight into c5, that would be a very powerful knight here. I think I'm going to try that. I don't really want to trade my bishop for this knight, though. My bishop looks very powerful. It's controlling squares around his king. And generally speaking, bishops are more powerful than knights, so you don't want to trade them off for no reason. I just realized now this is a tactical threat as well. The threat is to fork his bishop and king. But even if there's no tactic, I'm still happy to get a knight into c5. I think it can just do a lot more from that square. Okay, so now, yeah. Yeah, now I'm looking at maybe... There's so many moves. I want my bishop on d2 because then his rook can never come to these two squares. I'm going to go here. It's kind of a sneaky move here because he wants to go rook d8, but he can't. And now bishop back to d2, and now the bishop is threatening to come to f4. Whoa, wow, okay. Let's hit the bishop and then go rook b1. This is very losing for black. I'm very confident this is like almost a checkmating pattern if he moves the bishop away. Because, yeah, now my rook gets this square after the king moves. So this is just checkmate. This is not quite checkmate yet, but it's incredibly close. So now I think it's winning material by force. Check, king here. We have bishop. Ah, there we go. That's checkmate. Yeah. Sweet. Okay, wow. So, guys, this is a good example of, I think, not using your time properly here. Now, I know similar time left as him, but I can give you guys a few key points in this game where I think he really should have been thinking more, and actually pretty much this entire sequence at the end, he just really should have been spending a little more time thinking about what to do here. So yeah, this here I think was a good sequence to find, forcing him to the center, and it does like f3 here. I castled instead, and then this was inexplicable. Yeah, and he played this move instantly, so I don't know what he was thinking. I could only conclude he thought it was going to play e5. The knight goes back to g8. But that's like a bullet move. I have a feeling if I look at this guy, he's going to be a bullet player. He's going to play a lot of bullet. Yeah, now I'm winning a pawn here. I think this is a fine move. And this position just plays itself for me. Yeah, I just make a threat, capture a piece, make a threat, capture a piece. Move my piece out of harm's way here. I like rook c1 more than rook e1, though. So now I like that it's pointing this out. Go after the weakness here. And what if he just tries to attack my e-pawn? Well, now I develop and defend at the same time, so the e-pawn's really not a problem. I also can go f3 here, so this is not actually a weakness that I need to worry about. So I really shouldn't be bothering putting my rook on the square. So anyways, back in the game, he just defended a little inadequately, and I think if I ran an analysis, you would see something where white's advantage just kind of keeps growing bit by bit with every move because black is not responding to the threats. So yeah, it was 2.9, 3.2 now, and after the next black move, 3.6, and after the next black move, okay, 3.1, so I didn't capitalize on that, but the next one, it's 4.0, and I do find the plan, and after this, it's 4.1, and after this, it's 4.7. Okay, I missed it. What plan did I miss here? Ah, okay, I played the wrong idea. I should have just gotten the bishop back here, and pow, go for this diagonal immediately. Instead, I wanted to play for tricks, and I was hoping he would go rook d1, and then I would give a check here. But I'm pretty sure that after this move, it's just back to being, yeah, now it's 5.7 because of a4, which is just crushing. Just crushing. The rook comes in, and the rook comes in, and now only one move to stop checkmate. Oh, sorry, there are two moves that stop checkmate here. That's not one of them. And, wow, there are a lot of moves here, actually. That's kind of cute. So bishop f4 is checkmate. Rook d7 is also checkmate. And then you can also go e5 check, king d5, and then rook e7 checkmate. Rook d7 checkmate. So lots of ways to checkmate here. Yeah. But the way I played here, I played relatively fast in the opening, and I played relatively fast once the position became very easy to play. But right about here is where I spent a lot of time. Right about now, trying to figure out the best tactical continuation, and I think black kind of just, I don't know what happened. It started with this move, this knight pre-move, and then he just kind of gave up. So yeah, but I mean, on the plus side, he did spend his time pretty wisely. I mean, if this was like if this was a bullet game, or if this was a blitz game, I think he would have spent his time very wisely. But yeah, not the best idea for a rapid game. And frankly, I should have spent more time too, because like right about now, I missed a few key options. Like right here, this was a decision I should have thought about a little more. I just thought it wasn't a big deal, but really, this is about point of difference. I'm winning either way, but it's still important to get the right move in the given position. But yeah, guys, hope you liked the video. Hope you enjoyed the game. And I'll be trying to release a video every day. I've been doing it so far. I'm on a 4-day streak. See if I can keep it going. And I stream daily on Twitch TV/MojoSwaggish. So if you want to check me out, you can see me there. Anyways, have a great day, and peace.